Hi everybody, my name is Vijay Cavale. I'm 48 years old. I live in Mumbai. I'm a marketing, branding and advertising professional. I have started this crowdfunding project to raise a sum of 20 lakhs to build and roll out India's first mobile vaccination clinic on wheels. I'll tell you a little bit about it. I need your support, I need your help. We can do this. And we can also engage at a later stage with the government to help us to scale this up. As I said, I live in Mumbai and we were in the middle of a hard lockdown like everywhere else in the world right from March. In fact, Mumbai is one of the worst hit COVID cities in India, and potentially there is chance for another series of measures to be taken since the cases don't seem to be dwindling. But having said that, what I realized, sitting at home, it gave us a lot of time to think about life and what we want to do, and how to uh, raise the bar and be of use to society at large in these tough times. Probably the first pandemic for all of us. This is stuff that we read in history books, but it's come true in our decade, and our kids have had to live with this. My son is in 10th Don Bosco school. He hasn't been able to go to school whole year, and that's a pity, but it is what it is. So what can we do about it? So the challenge and where the seed of this idea came was India is a 130 crore population, and by any yardstick, even if you look at getting 60-70% of the population inoculated against COVID-19 and its various strains and mutations, and the fact that nowadays, the vaccine that seems to be administered is a double dose, two-dose vaccine. We're talking about 200 crore vaccinations this time around, and who knows how the mutations may affect the overall project. Got to be realistic. It's going to take a country like India 2, 3, 4, 5 years before we can hit anything like 60-70% of vaccination. Some reports that I've read suggest, well-researched reports suggest that 50% of India may never get a vaccine. And that means that this pandemic is going to be with us for some time, or it's going to mutate into something else. And a lot of lives are going to be lost due to this pandemic, as have already been lost. So given the time and given my professional background and what we did, in rural areas with canter-driven activities, I've been developing this idea with a set of friends and some like-minded synergetic groups, which include members of various Rotary organizations from the medical profession and a couple of corporates. The challenge with administering the vaccine in the Indian scenario is it's a huge geographical spread. There are many people that live in remote areas, hilly areas, in small villages, in gram panchayats, villas, right, who don't really have access to primary healthcare units. And then the other challenge is the vaccine itself needs to be stored in a cold storage facility between 2 to 8 degrees. You can imagine the plight of people living in far-flung areas having to travel to a particular primary healthcare center, stand in line, stand in queue till they get their shot, and then come back after 28 days or 2 months or 3 months as per the protocol to get their second dose. It's going to be a very tough and difficult experience to be able to do that. And some of them may not be able to do it. It would inconvenience farmers to leave their livelihood to do it. People living in tribal areas in the northeast and hilly areas would just not be able to make that. And also then there are a lot of people who are infirm, who are old, who are handicapped, who can't move, who don't have that mobility, who can't stand in a line. So what do we do for them? Do we leave them? Do we consign that they will never get a vaccine? The thought came, how about getting a mobile vaccine clinic on wheels, which can actually go into that particular area. It can go wherever a road can go. It can set up camp, and then people can come and they can get inoculated in that camp. This project has been developed with a leading Rotarian who's based in Bangalore, Mr. Rodrigues. He runs Rodrigues Industries. He's got a shop floor. He's built dental clinics on wheels. You can do a root canal in one of his canters. Blood banks on wheels, mammography units on wheels, etc. So we've designed, and I've put it out there for consumption. We've created the design for India's first mobile vaccination clinic on wheels for COVID-19. It will have a cold storage unit, it will have a power unit, it will be souped up so that it can take the load, it can travel anywhere where the road goes, and up to 5 healthcare workers can be in it. They can go into the particular village or panchayat or area. It could even be, for example, a rural school. So the canter just drives into the school, sets up base, and then in one day, morning to evening, we can do 200-300 vaccinations and vaccine that entire village or that entire school. That's the plan. I need your help to get this done. The government of India will support us, but the people that we've reached out to, they've said proof of concept. Vijay, you build the first one, share it with us, and then we'll see how to scale it up and replicate it. The funds for this required is 40 lakhs. Roughly, to break into 3 areas. One is the cost of the canter. We've identified a vehicle from Force Motors. That's about 1/3 of the project cost. Second is refurbishing and retrofitting the entire van so that it can, perform its objective. Third is the cold storage unit with a separate power backup unit, which is a reasonably significant and technical cost. Fourth is the technical and the peripheral costs for equipment. It has to be GPS enabled. The canter has to be trackable. It's going to have Wi-Fi. It's going to have a printer so that after the vaccination, if required, we can even print the vaccine passport, etc. I have a corporate backer for 50%, and the deal is if we can come together and raise 50% on this cloud platform, ImpactGuru, then the corporate will donate the remaining 50%. From time to time, I'll give you updates. We've met up with a few states. We've spoken to people in the press. As soon as the vehicle goes into refurbishing, I can share details and updates with you. 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees is all I'm asking. If you can do more, great. But if you can do even that, it's fantastic. Any donation over 1,000 rupees will be certified. The list of such donors will be shared with the particular state to whom we donate this. This is absolutely not for profit, zero profit. We build the vehicle, we show it to a few states, do R&D on it, and then ultimately give it to one of the states that is looking at rolling out this particular program. I think it'll be fantastic. You are seeing this message because either you're my friends or associates, or I know you from somewhere, or friends of friends, and we need to do this. Why? Because we can. It's not always appropriate to leave it to others and say, why is the government not doing this? Why are other people not doing it? This is Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is entrepreneurs. This is innovation. We put it together, and together we can. Thank you so much. I look forward to your support. We are on ImpactGuru. The fundraiser has just started. It will go to the media soon. You have a link. Come on, share it with your friends and do the best that you can. Thank you so much. God bless.